What's up, everybody? Three into possible. It is Sunday, August 15th. We've had some little news in the NBA. Kawhi officially re-signed with the Clippers. We've had some preseason action in football. We're going to dive into all of it. We're going to do a little power rankings for the NBA, even though it's way too early. Doesn't matter. Opinions are going to go out today. I'm Will Starnes.
Deveon Hicks.
Joe Davis.
All right, guys, let's get it. So let's start with the big news out of Flipperland. Kawhi Leonard officially re-signs with the Clippers. 3 years with the player option. I was a little surprised. He's actually gonna make slightly less than Jimmy Butler. So I thought, in terms of value, solid value for Kawhi Leonard, right? But it's really not. It's really not what's most important. You sign a guy like Kawhi Leonard. The question becomes: is he going to win a championship with the Clippers during the lifespan of this contract? So, for simplicity's sake, we'll just say the next 3 years, since the fourth year is iffy. We don't know if he's gonna accept his option or not. He's the most iffy dude in the NBA, so not even gonna try and assume anything there. So over the next 3 years, do you guys think Kawhi is going to get the Clippers their first championship? We don't know how much, if at all, he'll be able to play this first year with him having to have ACL surgery. So we'll see on there. But Deveon, I'll let you kick it off. I know you love to talk about your Clippers.
No.
What do you think?
Nope. Nope. And that's why, I don't know, I have no faith in the Clippers. I keep saying, like, even with Kawhi, he's like the best player. He's iffy. Like, they can't get it together. Nobody ever is going to want to play there. It just seems like it's just a roller coaster of emotions over there. Like, it just sums up the Clippers, and I don't see them winning unless they go get like LeBron and KD and Harden on one team with Kawhi. Then I'll have faith that they'll win.
Joe,
dang, I'm with you on that. I don't think Kawhi can do it. I mean, I know he's won championships, and he's a quiet dude, and I think we threw superstar on him. He's a great player. I ain't gonna lie, but the dude is not a superstar. He don't make other players around him better. He out there, he gonna do his thing. He gonna get his buckets, but he ain't finna out there go make other players better to help win a championship. They better come along for the ride, because if they don't, you're not gonna win. And that's how Kawhi is. So I don't think it's gonna happen, because Paul George is the second best player, and Paul George, he's not that dude either to be a superstar, take over a team type dude. I know he played well in the playoffs without Kawhi Leonard, but he's not that dude.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him ultimately lose to the Suns, who don't have a superstar on their team. I really liked how the Suns played, but you know, PG couldn't quite get it done against them. So I think I'm with you guys. I'm not as confident that they won't. I think I would definitely say no, but a lot's really going to depend on how the Lakers, how quickly they age. Right, like LeBron. Mm-hmm. I think we all expect LeBron to have another fairly LeBron-esque year this upcoming season.
At least one more.
Yeah, but it's do we get 2 more? Do we get 3 more? Because if the Lakers aren't quite the juggernaut, like, as much as I love Russell Westbrook, I haven't seen him be able to lead a team to a championship, right? So if it's just Russ and AD without LeBron being LeBron, that team's not you don't think about that team the same way as you do right now. And then when you look across the West, like, okay, do I really believe in the Jazz? No. Do I really believe in the Nuggets? Yeah, a little bit, but like not really much more than I believe in the Clippers. The Suns, like Chris Paul, he's at the end. Is Devin Booker ever going to make that step to superstardom? I think so, but again, we haven't seen it happen. So like, I'll give them like a 33% chance of getting a ring in those 3 years. I'll say, like, I don't think it'll happen, but I'll give them a good shot at it, a decent shot at it.
What you mean decent shot? Like, so like, see with the Clippers, bro, I just don't get how they're set up.
The thing about the Clippers, though, like they actually had like a decent offseason. Like a lot of pieces that we thought they would lead.
Pieces.
Well, but like Ibaka didn't
Could
play
be.
in the playoffs because of a back injury, but
Yeah,
he's going to
that
be
was
back.
huge.
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson, I was almost sure was going to go get paid somewhere else. He
Right.
came back. They still got Marcus Morris, who had a good year for him. You know, they got a lot of good players, and when you look across the West,
Right.
the superstars have kind of either left for the East or fallen out of superstardom. So there's just not a ton left. Really,
But
the team that scares me the most in the West, and I don't want to. I mean, I guess we can just make this as our kind of our transition to the top 4 teams in the West, power ranking wise, not necessarily how they're going to finish in the standings, but like the Warriors are really the only team that I'm like, maybe I can throw them up there as like that could help dethrone the Clippers over the next few years with them kind of refueling. But
Mhm.
you know, Curry's not exactly young anymore, so it's another hard one. But okay, so let's go. What's that? Kuminga, yeah.
Kuminga is playing well in the summer league.
Yeah,
As
boy
is
been balling.
as is Moody.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, they know what they're doing up there in Golden State.
Bro, it's the same 2
Crazy.
teams over the next 3 years. It's gonna be the Lakers this year, maybe next year. They just gonna be in the talks.
Man,
Golden State's gonna be Golden State, depending on what Clay does when he gets back. I got faith in him. Actually, that's crazy. I got more faith in a dude who tore his ACL and then when he tears like a Achilles. I can't.
yeah.
Then I do with the Clippers. They just so I guess I don't like how people talk about Kawhi, but I really can't say much. And I see like the difference between like a LeBron type player now because these pieces that he got, if LeBron got them, I'm like, oh damn, he might win a championship.
True.
Which is
No, Joe, I think that was a good point to bring up too, because we
kinda
briefly
wild.
touched on this an episode or two ago. If we really want to break down, like, superstar is the top most echelon, and
Right.
there's only, I think we said 4 people that really deserve
levels
to be
to
on
this.
that, and it's not Kawhi's not one of them. You know, like Kawhi is a great piece, but he's had phenomenal circumstances, is what I'll say, every time he's won a championship. Whether it being who he's playing with or who couldn't suit up for the team he played against.
So you say he won championships with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Kyle Lowry. Them all Hall of Famers.
That's
I'm just saying that's what you were saying. That's what you were saying without saying.
I made a pretty distinct either or there.
You said circumstances. I named the best players that he played with. That's all I'm saying.
He said, "No, that's not what I'm saying."
That's exactly what he was saying.
I think I was very, very clear about what I meant there. Who did not suit up on his opponent when he was in Toronto.
He says circumstances, and the only circumstances I can think of is the players he played with.
Oh my god!
I was just saying. I'm just saying.
Put some respect on his name.
Hey, that's Heat legend Kyle Lowry now.
That's Mike Miller. That's Mike Miller. Hey, bro, I can't wait as the season goes on. Like, this boy's gonna have to cringe every time. Like, well, Kyle Lowry did good for us today. Like, Kyle Lowry, like, I can't wait.
Y'all make it seem like I think Kyle Lowry is a bad player. I think he's a good player. I'm just not going to say that he's better than Tracy McGrady or Chris Paul. That's all I'm saying.
That's Mike Lowry right there. Right. Then Kyle Lowry, that's Mike Lowry right there, man. You got better put some respect.
He in Miami.
Hey, I'm telling you, that's your bad boys forever. Bad boys for life.
Hey, he's gonna fit. He's gonna, for what it's worth, he is gonna fit well in Miami. That's gonna be a nice. He's gonna fit in perfectly with that group of people.
I'm talking crazy about him this year. On the side note, he's the enemy now.
Facts.
He's competition. Actually, he's actual competition now. F him.
All right, let's talk top 4 teams in the West. Power rankings, not necessarily how they're going to finish in the regular season, but just the top 4 teams in terms of winning a championship next year.
Oof.
Joe, I want to hear your top 4 first.
Well, we know the Lakers number 1.
Okay.
That's obvious. They stacked. They number 1. I like their roster. They got LeBron. AD and Russ. Like that's a number. That's stacked right there. They're gonna be able to do regular season. That's nothing. They number one. Number two, I'm gonna take Denver. I like Denver. If Jamal Murray come back healthy, I like what Michael Porter did when Jamal Murray was out. I mean, he still can't play defense, and he's really not there yet to be their true number one. But I think he's gonna come out with a lot of offense this year. And Jokic's gonna do his thing. And then, oh man, I might have to take the Clippers, even without the Kawhi. I'm taking the Clippers. And then 4, I'm gonna put the Phoenix Suns. I like what they did. I think they're going to be good in the regular season again. They may not be as good as they were last year, but they're going to be competitive. So I'm going to take, like I said, Lakers. What I say? Lakers, Denver, Clippers, Suns.
Okay. Deveon.
Nah.
Yes, sir.
I got Lakers, obvious reasons. I ain't getting into that. Lakers, number one. So I feel what you saying on Denver, but I think actually Utah. I really think Utah will be top 4. I do. It's not even because, and I hate that I really don't want to say that Utah.
So you think Utah is the second best threat to win a national championship?
No. We ain't putting it in order. I'm not putting it in order. I'm just throwing 4 out there. Lakers 1.
I was like, no, put them in order.
What
type of clown shit is this?
Right?
I gotta put me in. Bro, number 2, if I'm being real with you, who I think the second best team would be in the West to win a championship. I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna have to, and I'm gonna have to stand on it.
Say the right answer.
I think I have more faith in like Golden State. So, and I really don't want to say that, and I did.
I don't want to either.
I didn't want to say that. That's why. But
it's just when does Clay come back? That's the hard part.
Golden State, the third, Phoenix Suns. I think. Oh God. Oh, I don't want to say that. Phoenix Suns, and I think the fourth. I'm gonna say Utah. I'm gonna stick to Utah because Donovan Mitchell, like I think he really stepped into who he was, and I don't think he's gonna take his foot off the gas. And I think he just gonna keep taking off. But that might change. Like that might change. I ain't sold on my 4 yet, but it damn sure ain't gonna be no Clippers. I know that for a fact. It's not gonna be them.
Oh
hell no! Dallas got a better shot to win it than they do.
Stop it.
They got
yeah. I know. That's outlandish to me to say, right?
How many times do you see them get bounced out the first round?
No, I feel you.
By the Clippers.
What about Jason Kidd?
Yeah.
I don't have.
I'm not going to say Jason Kidd's a better head coach than Rick Carlisle.
No, I'm not either. I'm not at all.
All right, number 1.
Yeah,
I'll concede to you guys, Lakers.
We know what numbers. Yeah, we know what numbers. We know what
number 2 is the Warriors.
Yeah, come on.
They're so good.
Clay is going to come back. You're going to start to see that old remnants of their pre-KD team. They've, I think, filled in some nice pieces this offseason. A couple first-round picks. Wiseman gets a whole nother year under his belt, and big men typically take a little longer to develop than guards do. So I think that, to me, they're the easy 2 is the next best one. So 3 and 4, I know which teams I'm going to go with. I'm just trying to depend. I'm having a hard time with the order. I'm going to go 3 Suns. They did just make it to the finals.
Right. Yeah.
They were able to retain pretty much all their pieces. I really like how they play basketball, and then I think Devin Booker helps take a step, and Chris Paul is still going to be Chris Paul.
Facts.
And then number 4, I got to go Nuggets. I mean, they've gone to 2 straight Western Conference Finals. They're just coming of age. They're getting more and more in their prime. Now, Deveon, I'll give you this. I think Utah probably will end with a better regular season record, potentially than all 4 of these teams. But I don't actually view them as a legit title contender.
No,
I don't see it.
Because it's Utah.
Yeah. See, but
they've got greatness running their organization now.
But that right there, that holds more weight
Dwayne
than the
Wade.
rest of that stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. You got Donovan Mitchell, and then you got D Wade in the front office. It's really going to show next year. But like Denver,
First of all, I'm just waiting on Dwayne Wade to do what Derek Jeter did for the Marlins, trading Giancarlo Stanton to the Yankees. I'm just waiting on Dwayne Wade to now trade Donovan Mitchell to the Heat. That's what needs to happen.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
If that happens, the NBA's rigged.
They'll veto that. They veto that so quick.
Well, I would cry. Like if that happened for real. Like who'd y'all give up to get him?
What they did and got like Victor Oladipo and just some.
Well, we'll give them Vic, Duncan, and Hero.
No, they won't. We'll
even throw Kyle Lowry in.
No chance,
boy.
No chance.
And the wild part about it, Utah would take that.
Yeah, Utah would take it.
All it would take is Donovan Mitchell saying, "I'm not re-signing here. Get me out." They take that. That's a solid package for a superstar.
The Heat wouldn't give up that much. Though.
If Donovan Mitchell put on a Heat jersey, I would cry. Like who's gonna beat them? Who's gonna beat them? That's Mr. Walking 50. Like that's a walking bucket for real. Yeah, I remember when Gilbert Arenas was Agent Zero.
Yeah,
that's like Agent Double Zero, right? Like he is. How do like what about Denver is gonna make y'all pick them as number 4? Like besides Jokic, I don't have faith in.
They got
the former MVP. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, they've gone through the teams that you're referencing. They've gone through them for 2 straight years, and they're just getting better. Like
true,
Joe brings up Joe made a good point in talking about bringing Jamal Murray back and then putting Michael Porter Jr. into his more appropriate role as being like a third, just pure scorer.
Averaging 20.
And the great thing about that is because Joe also brought up he doesn't play no defense.
No,
but now they got Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon can go take the guy he's supposed to guard. You can hide Michael Porter junior
Mm-hmm.
So
I think they're gonna have to get rid of Murray.
At the end of the day, like
they may have to keep Porter.
No, yeah, because think about.
Hell nah, boy. Michael Porter Jr. can walk.
Man,
I'm not trading away Jamal Murray, who shows up every playoffs for some Michael Porter.
Right.
But I don't think he's gonna get you over the hump. That's the problem. I'm not saying Murray's cold. Like but I just don't think he's what Jokic needs to win. But Michael
the only thing that they could do is if they traded both of them for a superstar. No, I like Michael Porter. I'm just very comfortable with what he is. A scorer.
Yeah.
That's
it. Like what is it, Murray? Yeah. So Murray's got to go. Yeah, I give you that to package them up. That'd be cool. But they literally have to get like a Donovan Mitchell type of player to play with Jokic for them to win. You know what I'm saying?
Because when you trade somebody of their caliber, you very rarely ever get somebody actually as good as them. Exactly. So you got to go the 2-for-1, 2 really good players to get one that's actually better to pair with Jokic. That's how you would have to do that.
Yeah. Denver. If Denver wins a championship, it will be Jokic and somebody else. It will not be Murray. I just don't see them. Like I don't know what it is about him. I'm just not sold on him, and I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it, but I'm just not sold on him.
I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm not predicting that the Nuggets are going to win a championship.
I know. I get what you're saying.
In terms of ranking them in the West, I just don't see anyone else doing it. I mean, it's a nightmare matchup for them against any of the teams that would potentially come out of the East. So
facts.
Yeah, they're kind of over with.
Torched, like low key, gonna get torched. But I just. Yeah, you're right. Murray. I don't like Murray, and I don't know why. I just don't like him. And I'm being biased. I'm just being real. I don't quite trust him. There's something about him I just don't quite trust that I usually trust with other point guards of his caliber, and it's hard to say why because he does show up in the playoffs. Like he's been going crazy for them in the playoffs since he's really been there. But I don't know. I don't know. He's just I don't know. Watch this season. I'm gonna figure it out. Like as the season progresses, I'm gonna figure out why they can't win it with him. It's gonna be. I mean,
remember 2 years ago when it was Utah versus Denver, and Murray and Mitchell were just like trading 40-piece games.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
Yeah, that was
What's
impressive.
happening here?
But I'm like, bro, this ain't no, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no and one mixtape where you just go get 40 and do all that
What's
stuff
crazy
and win.
is at the time that was a first round matchup, and at the time it was like okay, but like they're both just like mediocre teams. But then we fast forward to this year, they're 1-2 in the West or 1-3 in the West, whatever it ended up. It was like maybe we undersold that series when it happened.
Facts.
Because we've seen those teams elevate to the top of the Western Conference standings. It's just they can't get quite past these teams that have some of the OGs like a LeBron or Chris Paul even. They just can't quite get over that hump. They haven't figured out how to beat the older school players yet. But I mean, we got to face it. Like the guys that we grew up with, their time's coming. Like ticking time clock.
5 years.
So we those old dudes where we were like, well, Kobe would have did this, you know, when I was. That's what we come to.
We're approaching that age, Deveon. We're approaching that age.
See, I know what it is. Like, I think what is it, Murray? I don't think. Don't kill me or don't kill me for this, but I don't think he's mentally like strong enough to be a champion. That's what I think it is. I think it's like, and then now you add this injury to it. He's gonna come back, and then now you got to come back over it. You know, get over it again. I just don't like. I don't think he. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he got the like toughness. Like he got the toughness, but he don't have like the mental toughness and everything combined. It's just like, all right, you nice with the rock, but besides that, what are you?
He definitely has that. If you got a dude who's gonna clamp him down the whole entire game, he can get lost in a game.
Yeah.
So that
I don't know that I would say he's mentally weak. I just think he's not quite there.
No, he's not mentally weak. Yeah, he's just not.
I just don't think it's basketball IQ. I don't think it's like a mental toughness thing. I think it's more of like he hasn't figured everything out quite yet. You know, like
27,
like Joe. Oh yeah. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but like you said, Joe, like when he gets a real tough Drew Holiday-esque type player,
he gets lost.
And he's got to figure out how to work through those games. You can't be going for a 21 in the playoffs. You know,
him and Devin Booker, like what happened to Devin Booker, I think that's like we watched that happen with Murray. But I think Murray is...
He's just not as talented as Devin Booker.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, D-Book might get hot and drop 50 on you, and he's throwing up a bunch of BS. I just don't have that same faith in Murray. So it's just like, when that happens, I'm like, all right, it's still Murray. It's cool. Like, he gave you 40 like 2 games ago. Like, be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But Jokic is that guy. But
the truth.
They got to get rid of Murray. Yeah, and probably, I don't want to get rid of Porter, but they going to have to. And go get somebody who can help that guy, because that's a generational player we watching, and he can really win.
They should have been the team that traded their depth for Drew Holiday last year, not the Bucks.
Facts.
That would have been a huge get for them.
OG and Willie. Hey, Will trying to get a job. Will trying to get a job.
Available for hire.
Come on, Miami.
Okay. Let's go to the East. Top 4 in the East. Power rankings again, not standings, but who you think? Damn. We good over there, Joe? You got so excited you threw your headphones out?
I think. Shoot.
All right, top 4 in the East. Who could actually win a championship? Not how they're going to finish in the standings. Yeah. Deveon, you look really excited, so I'll let you go first.
So Milwaukee is number 1 because obvious reason. That number 1. Number 2. No.
You got to do it, man.
Look at him.
You have to put them at 1. You have to.
I know. Number 1. I got to. They're proven, so I can't go off. What if they do it? Number 1 is Milwaukee. Number 2 for me, I don't care what nobody say. I think Miami has a better chance of winning. I'm being real, bro. I think Miami, Brooklyn is number 3, and I really don't want to put them number 3 because I don't think they're going to be healthy. And and it's like as this Kyrie's probably going to he's finding himself, and I think he's going to get less and less interested in basketball as he gets older. You You know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to affect like the gameplay. And James Harden's just like, whatever, bro. I like James Harden, but this year I guess I got a glimpse of him actually possibly, being decent in the playoffs. This is the first time he's actually was like decent in the playoffs to me.
He played a good first round, then he was hurt. I'm not trying to get
that's good. I'm saying that's good for him.
Right.
No, he's always shown up. He's shown up in the first round before. I mean,
but I'm saying like but I'm saying like he showed up in the first round, got hurt, we come back. Now I can have it to, I can be confident enough. Like, all right, James Harden's actually gonna score. He's not gonna. Fourth quarter comes, he's not gonna like nut up. Because he forget. I don't care what nobody say. He forgets how to play in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. The deeper it gets, the worse he gets to me. So, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't see that with him last year. But guess what? I don't know if it's true or not.
Didn't make it very far.
So 3 is him. 4. I'm gonna say. I'm not sold on Philly for 1. I'm really not sold on
Me either.
I'm not. Number 4, I think who has the highest. I really believe Atlanta has the best chances to win at number 4. Philly, I'm not. They're going to win a lot of games in regular season. That Ben Simmons thing, we're going to see if he got he's gone. They're going to try to see have a little broke jump when he come back.
They've got Ben Simmons, and we don't have like an idea of who that would be that will replace him. So you just have to make your assumption off of they got Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and I don't think that's enough. They go fall apart this year. I can't wait. I can't wait because people always Philly's good. Philly's gonna win. No, Philly, nope. They suck too. They suck, and I can't wait. They're going to fall apart, and I can't wait. And B's gonna be mad. The drumming thing, I like that. It's just gonna be fun to watch because it's just gonna be a bunch of in-house problems, and I can't wait.
Love the NBA.
Wait to see them fall apart. That's gonna give me so much pleasure. I hate them, and I don't know why I hate them, but I hate them.
Because Philly.
No, it's the fans. That's what it is. It's the same dickheads as like the Chicago Bulls fans. That's because of people like Natsu. That's what it is.
Thanks.
It's people like him. But it's cool. I get off that. But they're my 4. I think that was my 4.
All right, Joe.
Tripping. First of all, you gotta put Brooklyn at 1. You gotta put Brooklyn at 1. I'm not worried about people tripping about the injuries. James Harden don't get injured. He was out of shape last year. That's why he hurt his hamstring because he showed up out of shape because he wanted to get out of Houston. So that's why he was out of shape. He's gonna be healthy. Kyrie, he always has nagging injuries, but he gonna be there. He gonna play. KD,
he didn't say it with confidence. He's
gonna be there. Yeah.
Hey, bro, what I'm saying is, no, you don't believe it, Joe. You don't believe it.
But KD there, so it's cool, and that's a lot of scoring. Then I'm gonna put the Bucks. I gotta put some respect on their name. They proved that they can score, and they was pretty good. They clamped down on defense. I like the Bucks a lot. 3, man.
Say it.
I'm putting Miami. I gotta put Miami there, and I would put Miami up higher. Is just they remind me of the Pat Riley Knicks. I just don't know if they're gonna have the offense. Like they're gonna clamp down. They're gonna beat your ass. They're gonna bully you. I just don't know if they're gonna have the scoring to keep up with the Bucks or with Brooklyn. But I know they're gonna play some D. That's exactly what it is. And that's what it is. And Duncan Robinson is John Starks. They only shooter. That's what they got. They got a whole bunch of dogs.
And Tyler Hero.
And Tyler Hero. I'll give you Tyler Hero.
Kyle Lowry is a fine. he's not great. He's a fine catch and shoot.
I'm talking about they mentality. That's a Brooklyn. That's a Pat Riley Knicks mentality. They're gonna be.
First of all, stop calling it Pat Riley Knicks mentality. That's a Miami Heat mentality. All right, the Knicks did that for the Knicks did that for like 3 years. I'm not trying to hear that shit.
It's the same.
The Heat have been doing this for damn near 20.
And they don't. All right. Whatever. Like I said, that's why.
That's 3 championships.
That's why they're 3 for me. We ain't talking about the past. We're talking about the present.
We know who number 4 is.
No, you don't. I'm about to do something crazy.
Something stupid. Don't.
He's about to say the Bulls. He's gonna say the goddamn Bulls.
I'm saying this. Go Bulls.
Oh, I hate this dude, bro. Why?
I love what they did. That squad. First of all, one, Billy Donovan is a good coach. I hate to say it, but
Great
man's
coach.
a good coach. I like Zach LaVine playing off ball. Lonzo Ball at point. The boy can. Hey, he's not an efficient scorer, but he can shoot. He's not gonna have to score. You got Zach LaVine. You got Vucevic. People sleeping on him. You got Wendell Carter Jr. coming off the bench. You got some defense.
Wendell Carter got traded.
That's right. He's gone.
He was
Lowry
part of the
Marketing.
trade.
They didn't resign Lowry Marketing yet, have they?
No, that he's still at the
He's
stage
still
where he said he wants out. I think
He ain't gonna be there.
If they
He's
get,
a
if they
restricted
can
free
keep
agent.
Lowry Marketing, I like their squad. I think they're gonna be good. I think they're gonna be a surprise a lot of teams.
Bro, that's a big chip on their shoulders. That's a lot of weight to hold for the Bulls.
You also
They
left
got
out
it.
you
It's gonna
left
be
out their biggest free agent signing, DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar
Oh, yeah.
DeRozan?
Yeah, and then I like that. That's a good squad, man.
My boy,
And
that is.
my main thing is Lonzo because he got people around. He's gonna be passing that rock. I think Lonzo gonna have a huge jump this year.
That's probably the best piece in my opinion. I know people say DeRozan is this. I think Lonzo's
Lonzo's
the best
about to
piece 'cause
go
he'll
nuts.
bring them
he wants
together.
the career
That's
9
it.
points per game
Look,
scorer with
look,
a guy
it
that
ain't all the
averages
way
over
up.
20. Yeah, that's
Come
the best
Look,
one.
it ain't all
Okay.
about that, dog.
And Zion, and it's not about it's
Yeah.
about his passing. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I think he can really unite these fools, but
And
it's not
he's
enough for them.
defense.
Those are some big shoes to fill, bro. Like
It's gonna be hard.
that's Jordan. They're competing against Jordan, not the Bulls. Jordan.
It's gonna be tough.
Them, those niggas are losers. like the Bulls are real life certified losers.
Have a squad of people who always lost. Like you got DeRozan not a winner for real. He'd had some years with Toronto, but everybody on that squad not used to winning. So it's gonna be hard.
Like there's no champion on their team.
I like it.
None.
And Billy, got put some respect on Billy Donovan. He gonna take care of that.
He ain't no champion either.
But he gonna keep it right.
That's what I said. We naming a bunch of people who are really good with no rings and they don't have no resumes behind them. Like I do like. I'm a big Lonzo fan, but I'm gonna be real, bro. They not winning no championship.
I mean,
with
Billy won at the college level before he came to the NBA.
Count.
Like, I mean, it counts for something. It counts for something. It's not like who was the clown that got hot. I'm blanking on his name. I think it was the Cavaliers that hired him. It might have been the Bulls actually. Yeah, it was the Bulls that hired the Iowa State guy.
Yeah, he was terrible.
And never won anything, and it just didn't work out. Like Billy Donovan won in college and then went to the NBA and has taken pretty much every team to the playoffs except for the shit show roster he had last year with OKC. He's a good coach.
Thank you.
I'm not saying he's not, but he ain't that. He ain't him. I tell you.
I mean, everyone's got to get everyone has to get their first at some point.
Yeah.
All these people that won had to get their first one.
Yeah, won't be with the Bulls. He'll get one. I think he'll end up winning a championship, but it won't be with the Bulls. So the Bulls, I think they're another 20 years out.
Damn.
I'm for real, bro.
All right. Number one.
He said all the Jordan fans got to die first, is what he said.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. All of them. Once they die, the next generation comes. Now we talking, baby.
Just talking about LeBron could do that instead of Jordan could do that.
Yep, that's exactly what it's going. Whoa, look, they just got to go against LeBron. Yep. Now bring us home, Will. Bring some sense to us. Come on, Will.
All right. I hate to do this, but Deveon, your list was perfect.
Come on, Will.
Perfect.
The Bucks are obviously the number one. They've proven to you that they can beat the wall concept.
Uh-huh.
They can lock you up.
They can score.
You know, they can. There's nothing they can't do. They pretty much brought back everybody except for PJ Tucker, who went to my number 2 rankings team, the Miami Heat. Winning culture in Miami, not whatever the hell the Nets have. The Nets they're trying to be like they want to be like the 2011 Miami Heat, like real bad.
Thank you for saying that, Will. Thank you. Somebody said it. Real talk. Thank you, Will. Joe, did you
I heard that nonsense, man. They don't have LeBron.
They don't have Pat Riley.
They don't have LeBron. They don't have the culture. They don't have all the things that go into it. And you know, I'm gonna take this opportunity. I see a lot of you clowns on Twitter making fun of the Heat for
to him.
re-signing Haslam.
Talk to him.
All right, and you know what?
Who's complaining
Haslam.
about that?
I've seen a lot of people making
Losers.
fun of the
Talk
Heat
to him, Will.
for re-signing Haslam. I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody give a damn about the 15th person on their fucking roster, and Udonis Haslam at least brings a bunch of knowledge, and you don't have to waste coach's salary or whatever on him. Like he actually playing with them.
And you can
I
throw him out there
love
for
it.
seconds just to get a foul.
Exactly.
Talk
Dwight Howard want to act up again?
Exactly.
But these fools want to celebrate. Oh, Iguodala's coming back. Iguodala is a dinosaur.
Thank you.
So you want to celebrate that, not this?
Iggy ain't do much for Miami Heat his tenure there.
Bro.
But Miami Heat number 2, Kyle Lowry, Vic, Jimmy, Bam. That's deadly right there. And I'm telling y'all right now, Omer Yurtseven is going to be he's going to average between 10, 12 points a game, shoot the three really well, rebound well. Yeah. I tried to tell y'all last time.
He's good.
You don't want to believe me.
I did.
Do not see good.
That boy nice.
Polished. So I really like what they got going. PJ Tucker's going to fits in perfectly with everything that he always liked to do. Tyler Hero coming off the bench. Duncan Robinson spreading the floor. The only thing that I'm concerned about with the Heat is when Vic comes back, where does he go? Does he start? Does he come off the bench? What do you do with him?
He ain't coming off the bench.
Who's gonna sit out?
I know that's the messed up part. He ain't gonna want to come off the bench.
I don't think
he wants to win.
He got a choice.
He's wanted to be in Miami for so long. That's why he keeps turning down all these big contracts thrown his way because he wanted to get to Miami. And you're here. This is what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do.
I don't know if he gonna make it through the season.
Well, he's not gonna come back until December or February.
Yeah.
He's not he's not even in the plans at the beginning, which I think is fine.
3 months.
Let him ramp up slowly. Yeah, he'll have 3-ish months to get ready for the playoff
months
run.
out of him.
That's all I need.
People coming off the bench though, that's nasty. That'd be hard.
I don't think he'll have a hard time coming off the bench.
Yeah.
You know why? You know why I don't think he'll have one? Because he played with Russ. He went from being that guy in the spotlight to now he's just like in the shadows. So it's gonna be a similar thing.
Treat him like Jordan Clarkson at Utah. Just give him the green light.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, he might come off the bench, but that doesn't mean he's not going to close games.
Yeah.
You know, like that. And I think he cares probably more about that than being a starter.
And we can't underrate his defense. I don't know how much defense he's going to have after those injuries, but dude can play some defense too.
He might get 6 minutes.
He's had all these injuries, and he always comes back and still can lock you up. So even if he's not peak Oladipo on defense, he's still going to be a very good defender to mix in with Lowry, Jimmy, and Bam. I mean, and Tucker. That's a lot of good defenders, a lot of good people to throw at the big three in Brooklyn, who is my
third. Let's talk about Miami. God damn.
My third-ranked team is the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie Irving,
hate.
James Harden, Kevin Durant. I mean, that is a lot of firepower. I don't know who else is even going to play on the team.
DeAndre Jordan.
Got a bunch of DMPs in the playoffs. Claxton, I do like Claxton. I think he's a solid young big. Joe Harris is a good shooter, but like I told y'all, the Nets don't run any offense, and so when it got real tight in the playoffs, Joe Harris couldn't buy a bucket because he didn't know when he was going to get them. So
you were right.
I don't see anything changing. I don't see them changing their way of playing because that's how Steve Nash played when he was with D'Antoni in Phoenix. That's how James Harden's used to playing. The only person on that team that really is comfortable and has shown he's comfortable playing in an offense is Durant. Kyrie Irving, not really. Like, it's usually just give Kyrie the ball, get out of his way, and he's fantastic at scoring. And if it gets to a close game, you're in trouble because Kyrie Irving close you out. But I don't know. And then fourth, I have to put some respect on their name. I have to, and I hate to agree with Deveon.
Do it,
but Atlanta, I have to. They went to the conference finals.
Yeah, that's fair.
They went to the conference finals. You know, I'm definitely not going to give that respect to Philly. They disappoint every year.
Nah.
So why would
don't.
So Joe, I like your Bulls pick. Like I don't think that's as crazy as Devion's making it out to seem. Like I could
He's a
see it
couple years off
happening.
though, probably.
Like it could happen. I just
That's
don't
it.
think it's. I don't think so. I
Not
would probably
this
put
year.
Bulls 5th or 6th. Like Bulls and Philly are kind of a toss up for me this
To me,
year.
yeah. But I think Boston's gonna be trash. I don't trust the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks are gonna be what they were. Like the bottom half of the East is kind of tough. Like after you
It's
go,
a it's like it's a bunch of good
5,
teams,
6,
but
8,
yeah.
9, yeah, that 5 through 9 is like could be anybody.
Even like Washington, like with the pieces, like who knows what that's gonna look like.
Right, gonna average 30.
Yeah, I mean you got Dinwiddie, a good playmaker. Harrell's a good guy to kind of pair with that team, and
Harushi
knows?
Moya. I mean,
yeah, Rui.
you
Who knows?
the score.
The cover of Japanese 2K. Okay, Rui, I see you.
No, sure.
Yeah, that's what's up though. Hiya.
Really,
I mean, they got a lot of interesting pieces on the teams. Like they could go anywhere in that bottom four.
What's their center? That dude's not bad. Thomas Bryant.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He was hurt last year. He was good.
Not this year. Just not this year.
No,
the
yeah,
year
probably not
after.
this year.
That's why I say like they got to get over that.
They better show some improvement though, because I don't know. Like we talked about this last. I was like, Brad has been loyal, but I think
money.
Another year of some bullshit. I mean, he might sign that contract, but that doesn't mean he's not going to demand a trade.
That's facts. But he's definitely getting that money.
How many years you think he got left? Like for real in Washington, how many years you think he got left there? Let's be real.
I hope 0.
3.
I know. We hope not, but how do you
3.
think his contract's really gonna play out?
If they don't win 2, I would say.
So he got 2 years left because they ain't winning nothing.
All right, let's go to all the NBA now. Taking our top 4s from each side and making a top 5. Joe, I'm gonna give you first go with this. Your top 5 in the whole NBA power rankings.
Lakers, Brooklyn, Lakers. That's it.
You've been the Lakers for all 5.
Don't nobody else matter. It's Lakers, Brooklyn. It was to me, but for real, okay. I'm going Lakers, Brooklyn, Bucks. Oh man, Lakers, Brooklyn, Bucks, Nets.
Oh,
you got the Nets on there twice, motherfucker. Like Lakers, Brooklyn, Bucks, Nets, and then Los Angeles.
My fault. Lakers, Brooklyn. I mean Bucks. I'm sorry. Lakers, Brooklyn, Bucks, Nuggets, Suns.
That's decent for sure. I ain't gonna. That's decent.
It's tough, man.
But you gotta put some more East teams on there.
No, that's why I was trying to think of what. It's tough. He don't want teams on there.
He don't want to put Miami on this.
I didn't want to put Miami on there.
That was all because of me. That was the Will Starnes influence right there.
I was trying so hard to put them on there, bro.
He's like, damn. Well, I put Miami as 3 in the East.
I know. I was just.
I can't put my 4th team on there ahead of that.
I was doing all that in my head, like, damn, I can't put them in there.
Deveon,
Lakers.
Facts.
Bucks, Miami.
Brooklyn.
I'll get Brooklyn. I'm not saying it with confidence, but I'm gonna say just Brooklyn. Who the hell would the 5th be?
4. That's tough.
1. Dang, my bad. It's broken.
He already said, yeah, right.
Lakers, Bucks, Miami, Nets, Suns.
how are you going to put your 3rd team in the West in your top 5 and not your 2nd team? You're a loser. You're just a hater. Just a hater. All right.
No, look. All right, take it. Hold on. You made me feel. No. You got me thinking. Hold on. You got me thinking.
Oh, it's okay. You can put him 5th. It's okay.
Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna stick to that. No.
So are you gonna put Phoenix ahead of the Warriors in the West then?
Oh yeah, the
No,
Warriors.
that's why I was like, nah, because I forgot. Bro, I really don't want to. Like, man, I don't want
You're
to.
such a hater.
Like, bro, I try to do it so slick and just try to eat, like, breeze through it. So I got an unbiased. Yes, it would be those losers instead of the Suns. God, I hate that I gotta even say that. It would be the Warriors.
All right.
I hate this nigga.
So
Carl, you better not say nothing to me either. Man.
All right. Here we go. I'm gonna give them my respect. Number one is the Bucks. They are the reigning champions. They got continuity that the Lakers do not have right now.
Facts.
Do I think the Lakers have more talent than them? Yes. But I think chances to win a title, I'm going to go Bucks to repeat. Then Lakers 2, Heat 3, Warriors 4, Nets 5.
So hold on. Go
Just
again.
like
Go again. Bucks.
Bucks 1, Lakers 2, Heat 3,
Okay.
Warriors 4, and then Nets 5.
Okay, that's fine. I thought you didn't have the Nets in there at all. I was like, come on, man.
No, I mean the Nets got to be in your top 5.
They gotta be.
I like yours actually better than mine. I do.
That's a nice list.
I like.
Yeah,
I think you got the best list, and I hate that. I just want to walk off. Like I gotta actually say something good about them, but it's cool. Clay, baby. I'm a Clay fan. I'm not.
Clay's nice.
But I'm gonna
Clay
say
is
something.
Clay is there is not a better person in terms of like just non-superstars. There's not a better person to have on your team than Klay Thompson. I mean, deadly accurate from three, lockdown defender.
Man,
Like,
that's why I need to go ahead and trade for Ben Simmons, man. Get it over with.
It's not going to happen.
He'd be nice with them,
but it's not going to happen.
Look, if they trade for Ben Simmons, they give him Wiseman. Who else they got?
You got to give up Draymond.
I was gonna say keep Draymond.
You're not gonna be able to get him.
The Warriors. There's no way in hell the Warriors should want Draymond and Ben Simmons on the
I was gonna say Draymond come off the bench and he could be like Iguodala.
But why do you want to give up Draymond to get a lesser player? Like
Ben Simmons is not a lesser player. He's younger. He's the exact same player. He's the exact same player.
So check me out. Look, you gotta really hear me out. Like I don't mean like talent wise. It's just like. So, like, it seems like as like a Draymond, he knows he sucks when it comes to, like, offense. He probably shouldn't shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? He's accepted his roles of, like, what he is. Ben Simmons hasn't done that, and that's what makes him, dangerous.
I disagree. I think
Ben Simmons at the top of the key, playing a power forward, driving to the land and kicking it, and they swinging that ball like they always do. So somebody be open.
So
Deveon, I would actually argue that Ben Simmons,
Philly. Yeah,
Ben Simmons has accepted. Ben Simmons accepted his role too early in his career. Like he just accepted that he was never going to be able to shoot, and they never even touched it. Versus Draymond has tried to shoot, it doesn't work, so he's now reserved to this person that he is, and he's a very good player to have on your team. Ben Simmons, to me, it's like you got to think of because we all see Ben Simmons only of the viewpoint from Philly when he's paired with Embiid. You throw Ben Simmons out there as a death lineup 5 with Golden State, with Curry and Clay,
and they running.
Look, all right, bro. Look, how about you might be right about that. Maybe it's Philly. Like I just don't respect what they're doing.
It's just the match. Like Ben Simmons is a good player. He just doesn't fit there.
He don't fit. Yeah.
So it's hard for me to see like. And another reason is like I don't see the Warriors giving. Well, Philly's greedy.
And they need to realize Philly doesn't develop players.
The greedy.
Markelle Fultz didn't have he had the bunk his ass shot. He in Orlando. He already can shoot.
They break players there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Should never win number 1 to me.
Definitely should never win number 1.
No, I mean Jason Tatum was the obvious number 1 overall pick,
and that's why. Thank you.
The Celtics were gonna take him number 1 overall.
Danny Ainge's gangster with that. He was so slick.
Yeah, then he was like, okay, fine, you guys can trade up there. We can get the same exact player that we're gonna take at 3. That's all that happened.
You know what? That's why I hate Philly. That's what it was. It started that. Like they're the stupid, dumb dickheads with these. I hate them, bro. I just can't stand them. Like just dumb bitch. But It's fine. Look. So look. Let's look. Let's just look. All right. Let's dead this. Look. Let's dead this. And look. We go dead this, and let's talk about some football, so I can take a breather. How about that?
All right,
Talk
let's
about
do
some
it.
football. So
Philly almost had him dead.
yeah, last week, on the NFL, which I'm gonna learn some things here, which is still gonna be Bavens until further notice for me. So that's the Ravens for you other losers that don't know Bavens. So last week, then we talk about a week before or something. We talked about quarterbacks, right? So
Yes.
y'all go. Let's see, y'all go still stand on what y'all were talking about with y'all quarterbacks, or y'all go switch it up.
Will, you want to go first?
All right. So quarterbacks, there's a lot of young talent right now, right? So like preseason, like I'm not gonna get like if Aaron Rodgers didn't play a single snap, like I don't care about looking at them. So I am purely just talking about the rookies and
Rookies,
like
the
second year guys.
Tua,
So
Hurts, second 2 year people like that. Yeah.
Yep. So things that I've
Herbert.
learned or didn't learn this weekend with their first preseason games. I'm going to be honest. I did not watch Trevor Lawrence's game. I did not watch Herbert's game, so I'm not going to really comment on them to be anything other than what I've already thought about them. I did watch very intensely the Dolphins and the Bears game, obviously, as a Dolphins fan. So Tua, I thought, looked everything that I wanted to see from Tua, minus the one bad throw, which was an interception. I think Tua's going to make a big leap. I think he's going to be the one big storyline this year because he's going to be that guy that makes the big second year leap from what he was last year. Last year, people say Tua didn't throw the ball on the field. It's not a very accurate statement, but nonetheless, Tua didn't put up gaudy numbers last year. I think Tua is going to be fantastic. He looked really good in the preseason game. The interception, I want to break this down. So I've seen people losing their minds on it. He threw it like he was throwing to like Gesicki, Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, one of their big guys, 50-50 ball winning type guys where you just say, I don't care. The problem was he threw it to Adam Shaheen, who is really like an inline blocking tight end. So it got picked off. He was a little late. It just wasn't a good decision with who he was throwing the ball to. Justin Fields, everyone's going on the other way. They're just crowning him right now. And I don't necessarily think that Justin Fields will be bad, but I just don't think that the game yesterday showed that he's going to be great. When the Dolphins had most of their starters out there, mind you, Xavier Howard and Byron Jones didn't play at all. Jalen Phillips, the first-round pick, didn't play. The Bears went 3 and out, 5 straight possessions. 2 of those were Andy Dalton. 3 was Justin Fields. Justin Fields didn't start playing well until the third and fourth string guys got out there. So I'm not trying to hear all this nonsense that Justin Fields was wronged by not being picked like second overall by the Jets and all these things.
Right, yeah. Come on.
I mean, I do kind of think they probably should have taken Justin Fields, but that game yesterday was not the reason why.
Exactly.
Zach Wilson, I thought, looked solid. He was okay.
Tua is not. Tua is. What's going to happen with Tua? His offensive line is trash, so he's going to be running for his life. So people, I think Miami fans are going to be like, "This dude ain't the dude that we want." And I think they're going to be giving up on him early on in the season. But true football fans who know football are going to look like, "This guy can play. He was just running for his life." So you're going to have to watch out for that with Tua.
Joe, you know what's interesting? I'm glad you brought that up because the offensive line was bad yesterday. But what was interesting, usually like offensive lines, like they can usually at least run block because that's easier. They get to be aggressive. The Dolphins couldn't run block, but they actually protected Tua solid. Like Tua wasn't getting too much pressure in his face. Now Khalil Mack played like 9 snaps, so whatever. But that was interesting. It was like they were like the opposite. Like they really sucked at run blocking, but were decent against the pass. But go ahead.
And Justin Fields, I'm not worried about what he did either. He has the least amount of pressure out of all of these second-year quarterbacks and rookie quarterbacks because the Bears have a good team. They got a dominant defense, and they have a decent offense. It's not the greatest offense, but you see what they did last year. They made it to the playoffs with Mitch Trubisky. So I know they have a decent team. Andy Dalton's going to be in there for a couple games. He's going to start at least 3 or 4 games. So he can sit back and learn a little bit. So I'm not worried about him. Who I want to get on is Drew Lock. I'm tired of people. I know he had a good game, but let's relax. Drew Lock is not that dude. You know, remember the Burger King commercials when a dude got a Whopper and he had the little ass hands? That's Drew Lock. And he plays in Denver. You know what Denver's like? Shitty weather. But man, if it's raining, the motherfucker can't throw the ball. I'm just gonna say it. He got little ass hands. Calm down on Drew Lock. He may start, but he's not gonna make it through the season because the dude got little hands and he's not a good quarterback. I know he's from the zoo and people love him, but the dude is not a good quarterback. And that's all I got to say about the quarterback. That's what I've seen so far.
You gotta be the funniest dude in the world.
He got the little ass hands, man. He's terrible.
You understand why?
I thought Drew Lock actually looked pretty good yesterday. I'm not gonna lie.
Decent, but I'm just saying, I didn't do it. As soon as it rained, get a little moisture in the air, that ball going everywhere.
He said he got wet the Burger King.
So little ass hands, bro. So little.
Oh my! Oh, brother.
It's ridiculous.
I'd be like, what's going on in this man's head? This man. Oh, that just made me cry.
I am excited about football this year, though. Football's going to be great this year.
All right. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know why that's so. That's funny. Look, on a side note, the reason that's so funny to me, my boy David, I got little hands, and he used to always say I had the Burger King hands anytime I used to eat. That's why it's so funny. I can't get it off my head. Oh
no.
All right, let's talk about some Dak and his shoulder injury. You think what y'all think about that? You think Dak gonna overcome all these injuries? Gonna be Dak like what we thought a couple years ago? Or you think he's just like,
I think Dak's always been. I think he gets a lot of. Popularity just because he plays for the Cowboys. He's a good quarterback. I'm not going to hate on him, but I just don't think he's a franchise dude that's going to win you a championship. Like he would get it done if he had some good pieces around him. And I know early on last year he was breaking records. He was balling out, but he got a lot. He had a lot of weapons. He just don't give me that. He reminds me of Alex Smith, but just a little bit better. Like he's serviceable. He's a game manager who can sling the ball occasionally. So he just don't give me that.
You sound like you biased. You sound like me right now.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
He's a Cowboys fan. That's one of his 10 teams that he likes.
And I don't know how I feel about the MRI thing either. I don't believe it. I just don't. I think it's a hard knocks ploy. Like, why would you wait this long to get an MRI on Dak if you just pay?
Well, no. It's a second MRI. He's already had one.
I know that.
So initially they did one, and so like I've actually felt like the pain that they're referencing. I watched that Hard Knocks. So it's not like when he's throwing; it's on like the follow through. It's like somewhere back here, and I don't really know how. Like the only way
that didn't just pop up.
Hell no.
No, it could have. It could have. It's one of those things. It's honestly because he had the injury last year and has been out of throwing.
So then he starts throwing.
And then he starts throwing, and he's throwing too hard, too quickly, too quickly, and then you can strain something back there. I think it's something with rest he's going to be fine with. I don't think it's anything to be super concerned with.
You don't need to.
But I think Joe, you're right on though. Like with expectations, like I don't know what happened. But somehow Dak went from being like a good quarterback, which I think everybody could agree on, to now we're trying to throw him out to be like a superstar.
A top five. Like, he's not that dude. He's an average middle quarterback.
It happened when he got in his contract. He was like, oh, well, like everyone agreed, like Dak, yeah, he should get paid. But that just because you get paid doesn't mean that, if you get the fifth most money, you're not the fifth best quarterback. Like you just reset them. You just got paid more recently. Like that's
you said it earlier. You said it earlier though. I think that's happening across the board with all sports. Like we're now trying to,
it's different though with the NFL because the NFL's salary cap isn't doing what the NBA's is. Like the NBA's salary cap has jumped. The NFL is actually just declined this past year because of the COVID year.
Yeah, facts.
But what's to me, like everyone's talking about like the stats you referenced, Joe, but it's like, okay, how many of those yards, how many of those touchdowns were thrown when the game was within one score? Like,
Good point.
hardly any of them.
No, yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not going to give this dude a ton of credit for throwing for a bunch of yards when he's down 21. Like, I don't like. Why did you let it get down 21? Like, you should have been scoring. You should be able to go back and forth to keep it a good game. He couldn't
Should
do
have been doing that the whole game.
So
defense, because it's 21-0. Exactly.
yeah, like the defense has some role in it. Obviously, the defense is terrible. But if you sustain some drives and score yourself, then
keep it going.
Then you're not in that situation. He probably doesn't have the stats, but they probably have a better win-loss record. So,
and you know what you were saying? Like, people are putting a lot on Dak. They're doing the same thing to Baker Mayfield this year.
It's
like,
so stupid.
I don't understand how the Cleveland Browns are Super Bowl favorites. Like, how are they? I know they.
I agree. I think that they're Super Bowl favorites, but I just think
question marks on Baker Mayfield, man.
I don't like. I'm good with Baker. Like, I like Baker. I just think what's going to happen is the Browns will most likely not win the Super Bowl, right? Like, they could even go to the AFC Championship, but they might not win the Super Bowl. And then people are going to look at Baker had good but not great numbers and be like, oh, it's Baker's fault.
Yeah, that's like, going to happen.
Well, it's like, well, they have two amazing running backs that they want to play with and through them. And Baker is just playing off of them, which I think is fine. I don't think that means anything is wrong with Baker. Like, if you got two guys like that,
yeah,
use them. Like, you don't not use them.
I'm not going to put him on because he's better than Ryan Tannehill. But it's the same situation. Like,
I knew he was going to get hurt.
If your running back's not going, do you really trust Baker Mayfield to sling it and get you a W? Like, I don't know if I'm going to have faith in him slinging the ball 40 times a game to get me a win if my run game's not working.
I think it's hard to honestly gauge that right now because you got to think about Baker Mayfield's career. First year, Hugh Jackson, like, okay, that's a dumpster fire. Then the next year he has Freddie Kitchens,
then Hugh Jackson, yeah.
Like, that's a dumpster fire. So, like, I have a hard time putting all of that on Baker. Last year he has his first year with Kevin Stefanski, and they looked really good. The only thing that's weird is, like, why can Baker not play when he's got Odell? That's what's strange to me.
So weird, isn't it?
Because it's not, and I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, Odell's just this problem child on all these teams. It's Odell's fault. I don't think it's Odell's fault. I just think it's a game plan. Like, okay,
we have to get him involved.
You got this shiny weapon here, but you don't have to. It doesn't have to always be Odell. You got Jarvis Landry, you got Austin Hooper, you got David Njoku. You got a lot of weapons. Like, just let Odell get 4 or 5 catches that are.
He's a good route runner. You don't have to just have him run a streak. Like, I don't get why they don't do that either. You can do a little slant or a drag route and let him just get open in the open field.
You can use him in the same way that you use Jarvis Landry.
Exactly, you really can.
Just get the ball in his hands. They're both so good once they get the ball in their hands. It's
gonna be interesting.
I don't know.
Blame leadership.
It'll be fun.
I always, in situations like that, I always blame the organization because
they've had terrible head coaches until last year.
Yep.
Last year, I think they made a good hire at head coach, and it was just those first 8 games. It could have just been that they didn't have a real off season. It could have just been it was going to take time into the off season. It just so happened to kind of coincide with Odell's injury when they took off. It could have been like Odell stayed healthy and they still took off. We don't know that for sure, but nonetheless, it's going to be a fun year.
Blame the organization. And hey guys, let's take a moment to give a shout out to Will Bayless right here with the gold chain. Will with the hot takes today. Will, hey, I ain't gonna lie, that chain came out.
It's fresh.
It's not gold. It's not gold.
You didn't have to say nothing.
Right.
Hey, he ain't said that cap it down. Okay. Hey, all I know is when that chain came out, those hot takes came rolling. I'm like, Will in his bag today. I said, Will in his bag. Made me question I was like, this boy, hey, he's right. Boy,
oh man,
I'm about
first
to
of
go
all,
give
you should
me
always
one.
know that I'm right. You should always know I'm always right.
I know one thing you always right about. You cold at picking these little nobody name players and saying that they dope. I will give you that. GM status.
I appreciate
You know
it.
what I'm saying? I'm just trying to own the team. You know what I'm saying? To have my boy Will on there. And what's up, Joe? We can go ahead.
We go up in there. We go up in there.
And start some problems. You know what I'm saying?
You know they're not gonna let us on the team, so we got to put him on the face. Let him be the face of stuff. Yeah, you know how it goes, bro.
He the Jerry West. He the logo.
He the logo.
Oh my
Lord, clouded.
I'm up now.
Bro, we showing some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right, y'all. I think that's the perfect way to wrap this one up.
I agree. That was great.
All right, y'all. Three and a possible signing out.
Yes, sir.
Have a good weekend, y'all.